Bye-bye laughs, bye-bye happiness, hello awkwardness, I'm going to see Tom Myers. Bye-bye smiles, bye-bye happy times, hello no punchlines, I'm going to see Tom Myers, the comedy of Tom Myers.
That song's going to need to be corrected because we won't be going to see any comedy of Tom Myers anytime soon. This is truly a tragic event I'm about to tell you folks about. For anyone that's late to the party, doesn't know, exactly a month ago, I think, we went to see Tom Myers in Havre de Grace. We saw Dat Phan. It was truly a magical night. It's indescribable, really. We laughed, we loved, and frankly, for the first time in any of our lives, I think we truly lived. Drew P-Balls and I were looking at condos to get in Havre de Grace, and we would be sensible. We'd Airbnb it out most of the year.
Right.
We'd carve out a few weeks for ourselves.
Yeah, you
To really enjoy life. It was the smells, the sounds, everything. It changed me as a man. I was romanced for the first time ever.
You gotta have someone to share that clam pizza with, or whatever it is.
But the Havre de Grace 5, as we've come to be known, could only experience joy for so long.
Yep.
Because now that event will forever be known as Heartbreak and Havre de Grace. First, it was Dat Phan trying to, who frankly perpetrated his bigotry on us. I've had millionaire mogul Dave Portnoy throw a wallet at my face. And yet, truly, the only time I felt discriminated against in my life was when Dat Phan came after me, pointed me out, not figuratively, literally pointed at me, used racism and hate to try and have me escorted out. Thank God for the ladies at the Havre de Grace Opera House for showing a little decorum and not removing me unceremoniously. But that was, we were able to cope with that because we felt the nurturing embrace, or so we thought, of one Tom Myers. We thought we had a friend. And I have to say, Craig, you've heard some of the stand-up we played. I think we're pretty goddamn generous in our review of what we saw that night.
I mean, saying that man was responsible for one of the best nights that you've spent on Earth.
I'd say we coddled him in our review of the comedy that night because wall to wall, it was a criminal assault. That was the most brutal night. I mean, the atmosphere was lovely, but if you're analyzing the comedy, it should have been criminal what was happening there that night. It was worse than Jonestown. I wish there was poison I could drink. Just in terms of the comedy.
Well,
but luckily my brothers got me through it. The laughs I felt with my brothers, the Havre de Grace 5. We really felt something. We thought Tom was in on that. And little did I know the type of complete fraud we were speaking to after the show. Oh, sure, if you tickle Tom's asshole, he'll be a politician. He'll be all well and good. He'll shake hands and kiss babies. But then you see the ugly Tom. You start to see, as my buddy Hackride pointed out, who Hackride, I wasn't sure at first. I got your back 100% on this one, buddy. Hackride astutely pointed out that the guy that Drew P-Balls ran into before the show, the guy who pointed at his cell phone and told an adoring fan to essentially pound sand, that's the real Tom Myers.
Oh, yeah.
I thought, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I said, Tom was he's a busy guy. Obviously, that was Hollywood on the phone. Clearly, that must be, Amazon Prime banging down his door, saying, this Gaffigan thing bombed. We need you to save us, Tom. But no. That was the real Tom, who spits in the face of those who try and love him, try and, raise him on their shoulders. So let's get into it. Let's tell the people why I'm so furious here. Richard Ojeda came on the program last week. Was that just last week?
That was, we recorded, it was last week's episode, but we recorded it almost 2 weeks ago.
Okay. So Richard Ojeda was on the program. I mean, a more lovely guy you could not find.
Oh, the best.
I think the video was deleted, so we don't have the clip, but someone super chatted John and asked him, it might have been me. I don't think he was reading mine, but I did one around the same time. And someone asked him, how was your experience on the Blind Mike project? And John goes, I got to say, they're getting a lot of positive reviews. Even Stuttering John has heard the feedback for the Richard Ojeda interview. And Ojeda said, he goes, man, I'll go on. I thought he was about to trash us, like some less, dare I say, graceful people would. Because he goes, man, I'll go on any podcast. I don't have a problem doing any podcast, but I got to tell you, that Blind Mike project, those guys were really great. They asked some great questions, and I love those guys. I don't know if he said I love those guys, but that's how I felt it in my mind.
Right.
Richard was a peach. Now, can I say also, you said people were like criticizing us for laughing at Richard or something?
Not as much as enjoyed it, but I did see it.
I mean, if you don't get what was going on there, laughing at him, we were talking right to. He was. The guy admitted to assaults, for God's sake. How much more generous could we have been with the guy? I thought he was fantastic, and I thought he was completely in on the joke. Because I asked him multiple times, I was like, Richard, do you know who we are? Do you know what we joke about? And like, when we talk about you getting angry, I fully admitted who we were. And he's like, hey, man, I don't give a shit. Like, Richard didn't care. He doesn't take himself too seriously.
He's awesome. Awesome guy. I'm just right from the jump. As soon as he hopped on before we started recording.
Before we started, he's talking about Quincy with me. It was great.
It was awesome.
So a more pleasant guy you will not find than Richard Ojeda. He's part of the family now. Will we still poke fun at him? Sure. But it'll be done with love. Because I think Richard's our brother.
You could argue that it was with love from the jump.
It really always was. There were elements that I didn't understand, and I think talking to Richard now, we understand them a little better.
Yeah, he's allowed to speak, and when he's not by himself, he can bounce it.
Yeah, so that gave me the idea that we got a lot of positive feedback from it. People seem to enjoy it. That gives me an idea. I say, you know what? We're about building bridges here on the Blind Mike project. We're not like this guy Carl, who's always trying to antagonize people.
Yeah.
We try to mend fences here.
Right.
And so I said, you know what, Hack Ride? Great job booking Richard Ojeda. Mission number 2, get me Tom Myers. Get Tom Myers on here. Let's promote him. Let's make the Tom Myers that we met that night the Tom Myers that everybody knows. And that's when I learned that Tom Myers does not exist.
Complete fraud.
So let's go to the screenshots, Craig.
Would you like me to read them off?
If you would be so kind.
So Hackride reached out.
Yeah.
And said, hey, Tom, my name is Hackride.
Okay.
he used a different name, but I'm not sure if it's.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. Okay. All right. Yeah.
I am an associate producer.
My name is Hackride.
My name is Hackride. I am an associate producer for the Blind Mike project. They were the group that came out to see you in Havre de Grace a few weeks back.
This might be where we were in trouble. I told Hackride to do this. I said, introduce yourself. Like, say you're one of us. Now, the reason I said that is because I thought Tom felt the love that we showered on him that night.
Right.
I didn't realize what's been going on behind the scenes.
Mike has been talking you up since seeing you, and we have access to a lot of downloads. In around another amount of downloads on the YouTube.
Yeah, okay, don't get into the lies that he tells about how many people listen to this.
Yeah. We have a pretty wide reach, and I'm a personal friend of Shuli.
What a weird thing to throw in.
And he also speaks super high of you.
Does the name Shuli Egar mean anything to you? Oh, I think Tom did Shuli's show. Okay, that does make sense, actually.
Yeah. Would you be willing to come on and talk to Blind Mike and promote your comedy to a large group of new people? I have direct access to Mike anytime.
That's terrifying.
And accurate.
Yes, that's the scary thing about it.
And he was super excited when I mentioned I was going to reach out to you. We can do an online interview, no problem. We did one last week with the Army Major Richard Ojeda.
Another weird. Imagine pitching this to someone. Hey, I'm friends with Shuli Egar, and we've had Richard Ojeda on.
And it went really well, and he has really increased traffic to the Major's website and podcasts.
We have no idea if that's true.
Probably. Anyways, thanks for taking the time to read this, and let me know when you have some free time for an interview, Tom. Thank you, Tom Hackride.
That seems to me very professional.
Yeah, so far.
I don't have an issue with that.
Then he shares the YouTube video entitled Comedian Tom Myers Upstage.
Okay, well, that might have been a mistake.
Yeah. Comedian Tom Myers upstages Dat Phan. And
I don't know if I saw that part. Okay, that was misguided, probably.
Here is the segment after he came back from the show and screened that.
Okay, well, I'm maybe understanding this a little more. Yeah, that was probably a mistake, but all right.
Yeah, whatever.
We'll gloss over that real quick.
From that show's thumbnail, we love you. Iso Do is also a good friend of mine. Don't know who that is.
I don't know what that means.
Tom Myers then responds with a contact with his face and says, "Send your request to my agent Lisa." And here's her contact info and shares.
Pay no mind.
Yep.
Now that is a cunt's move.
Yes, it is.
That is. Listen, if we're trying to book Tim Dillon, I get it. He's not going to be dealing with Hackride personally. I understand.
Right.
But I was at the show. Believe me, this is the equivalent of if like Menners reached out to me to do Mike and the Minifans, and I was like, "Go through Craig, you peasant." I'm too big to be talking to you. Tom, who do you think you are? And it's not an agent. It's a friend you've convinced to field your phone calls.
No kidding.
This guy's getting 10% of all your earnings.
Got a couple super chats here. Michael Redden, $5. Sorry I'm late. It's okay, Michael.
Well, as long as you're ready for battle, my friend.
Yep. Drew P. Balls, $5. Hollywood
Drew,
Tom.
I'm sorry.
He says Hollywood Tom.
Drew, you're the one I feel worst for. I apologize to you most of all.
Suburban Tug Time, $5. Tom Myers is aligning himself with a known racist Dat Phan. It's all you need to know.
Absolutely true. That's absolutely true.
That is true. And Justin Trudell, $2. Tom said to reach out and say we went to Maryland.
He literally told us to do that. And I gotta tell you, I've thought more about it because at the time I was like, we've made fun of Tom before. Is it shitty of us to go to the show? And then it dawned on me at some point, like, if some Minifan, if we did a live show and some Minifan came out and was like, you know, Mike, I fuck with you a lot on Twitter. I came out to this event and it changed my opinion of you. And we love you now. I would cry. I would be so filled with emotion.
Right.
So it finally dawned on me like, oh, we've been nothing but good to this fucking guy.
Also, judging by what you said the audience looked like, and I know Hackride inflated the numbers to get him to come on, still thousands more people heard him that night because of this show.
Yeah, like, put it this way, thousands of people do consume this program. There's no one that consumes that of anything that Tom does unless it's being played on this show, who are these podcasts, Come Town, whatever. If it's Tom on his own, people are not listening. I'm sorry to tell you that, Tom, but it's a fact. It's an absolute fact. The idea that you said to me, and I kept a straight face, I paid respect to you when you said this to me. But Tom said, you know, really, my shows are really all my fans coming out to see me. Oh, you mean us? You mean us and literally no one else there, Tom? Is that what you mean?
But,
because if Tom's not used to people being there, like kind of as a joke, then you don't have any fans. I don't know if you're aware of that, Tom. That's what your quote unquote fans are, is people that are there to make fun of you. We were different in the sense that you changed us. You changed our opinion of you. We thought you were a nice guy who was trying.
Now,
and we learned that's not true.
Now, I will say, we've sounded mad at Tom so far this whole time, but we really haven't gotten to the reason why yet.
Oh yeah, no. Believe me, this I'm not offended by. Yeah, it's silly, it's comical that he's like, talk to my agent. But no, I have no problem with that so far.
Here is where he really steps on the cunty gas, if you will.
Okay.
Hackride says, "Hey Tom, I sent your agent the info and even told her we would pay."
He never agreed to it, but I probably would have been willing to throw Tom a few bucks if that's what he needed for some reason. Like, I think it's wild that you're at the level of Tom Myers and you're going to charge people for a podcast appearance. The ego that takes.
I think Hackride was just going to pay for it himself.
He was. That's what Hackride's insane. I appreciate that he's willing to do that. He shouldn't. He doesn't have to. But yeah, I think Hackride was just going to pay Tom out of his own pocket.
Right.
So Tom, do you have no appreciation for that, you fucking loser? You've done nothing. You are talentless. And we're reaching out to you to give you money again. I've already put money in your pocket. I'm trying to do it again. And this is the attitude you give us?
Oh, man. So, hey, Tom, I sent your agent the info and even told her we would pay, and I haven't heard back. Come on, man. We are a growing YouTube show. This would be great for you. Anyway, just wanted to let you know. Very nice email.
Again, but even again, if we're talking to Tim Dillon, I might say, don't be so come on, man. We don't need to say that to him. But again, we are talking to an open micer from a suburb of Baltimore.
Yeah, Tim Dillon coming on the show does nothing for Tim Dillon.
Exactly. We should be begging him and treating him with respect. Tom Myers, we don't need to go through his agent, Tom. No. We're trying to sell you tickets in these dumpsters of Maryland. Sorry to bother you. Yeah. Terribly sorry to inconvenience you, Tom, that I'm bringing people across state lines to see this horse shit.
And here we go. Tom Myers responds to this and says, "She'll get back to you. I'm not her only client."
Oh, I'm sure. It's Tom. It's Tom Cruise. It's Tom Holland.
Yep, all the Toms.
It's all the Toms that she's got. It's a lot of big. I'm sure it's Tom. Is it CAA or William Morris? Will you let us know, please?
And then Tom says, "FYI, using phrases like quote, 'come on, man,' is not very professional. Just a life hack."
A life hack to Hackride.
And coming from
that's the humor that you get from Tommy.
To Hackride from one. It's a hack fest.
Come on, man is so appropriate because it's an exasperation. It's come on, man. I'm dealing with a guy whose podcast. Go to Tom Myers' YouTube page right now, if you'd be so kind.
Okay. Let's see. YouTube.
Hackride might have more subscribers.
He might.
No, Tom might have a lot of subscribers because of Come Town again. Let's find out.
Let's see. Tom Myers. He has 1.73K subscribers.
Okay, so come on, man. Stop playing hardball with me like you're fucking Louis C.K.
And just for reference right now, his last video had 103 total views. There's more people in here live right now, Tom.
Tom, we want you to talk to people, promote your stuff, promote the horrible political show you do where you make your friends sit there and giggle at your monologue. Promote away. We were trying. So yes, come on, man, is the response you get when you're like, Tom, I shouldn't have to go through your fucking agent. Who do you think you are? This is if I went to a Mexican restaurant today and asked for a quesadilla from the waiter, and they were like, talk to my agent, my response would be, come on, man. That's what you are. That's the level you're at. You're a Mexican restaurant worker, legitimately.
So Hackride is now following up because he hadn't heard back.
It's fair.
He says, hey, Tom, sorry to bother you. Just wanted to let you know that Blind Mike is most likely we'll be talking about you this Sunday. So if you want to tune in and check it out.
A little intimidation.
We believe we're going to go over communication. So anything else you want to add before the show, let me know.
That's interesting. That's an interesting approach by Hackride, and I think that's good because now you're saying at the very we'll find out this guy's true colors.
Yeah, we're about to literally everything you've just said. We're about to talk about. So do you want to come or add anything to it?
Yeah,
more or less.
Okay.
So Tom says, since he has aired pieces of my act without consent.
Oh, I'm sorry, Tom. Is Netflix calling?
And
Were you saving it for the big debut? I'm so sorry, Tom. Now, if you remember, you cunt, I said, please don't air anything of Tom's that he doesn't want out there. We played a joke that he's posted before to his social media and his podcast. So we played a joke that he's done that's out there publicly, and we played the response that Tom got to show how much love and adoration was in the audience that night.
Right.
I'm so sorry, Tom. Does that ruin it for when HBO comes knocking? Spoil my material.
Yeah, they were really.
Oh, we won't get to see the dick ass bit again. It's been ruined.
Ruined.
No.
He's still got bong hit transplant. He just got to make different things that are on the counter, and he's got it.
Oh, God. The surprise when he talks about Maryland drivers has been ruined by this show. We don't know what his take is going to be.
Right. Since he has aired pieces of my act without my consent, and he's going after Dat Phan, who is a friend of mine. and
this is where I smell trouble.
Yes.
And I want to give Tom a little of the benefit of the doubt here because I think this monster, this coward, Dat Phan, is working behind the scenes.
This is my favorite sentence, though, this next one. He said, who's a friend of mine, and couple that with your unprofessional demeanor, including, quote, come on, man, which I've never heard in my dealings in California.
What does that mean?
Because Hackride, I don't know if I didn't read that sentence, but yeah. Hackride's like, dude, that's just what we say in California. Like,
it's a colloquial thing. Yeah.
So he's like,
Hackright's basically said, and he apologized. I saw. He goes, "Hey, I'm sorry." It's like a colloquial, like, come on, man. Like I wasn't trying to be rude. Hackride was explaining what he said. Now Tom has to unzip and pull his big meaty cock out and say, "I've actually been to California before."
Yeah.
Sorry, read that sentence again.
Since he has aired pieces of my act without consent, and he's going after Dat Phan, who is a friend of mine, and couple that with your unprofessional demeanor, including, quote, come on, man, which I have never heard in my dealings with Californians, and I've dealt with a lot of them.
I've dealt with a lot of them. Whoa. Tom, have you been to Los Angeles? Tell us about it, Tom. What's it like? What are the big bright lights like, Tommy? Did you go and see the Hollywood sign? You mean you've been out to California? How did you get there, Tom?
You know what we should do? We just said Richard after Tom. New friend.
Doing a cartoon at some point, maybe doing exactly that.
Yes. And I've dealt with a lot of them. And lying about offering pay. Do you think I don't talk to my agent? I will respectfully, because he didn't realize that Hackride offered to pay Tom, not pay Tom through his agent. So he's like, you don't think she didn't? He said that you didn't offer to pay. I checked.
We're offering now. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. He goes, do you think
I'm lying, Tom? It would be a lie if you did the show and we didn't pay you. That would be the lie. We're saying we'll give you money.
It was literally 2 messages before this one.
Hey, Tom, how about taking into consideration the money I wasted on tickets for this horse shit?
Called a while.
Wildly overpriced tickets.
40 bucks, right?
I've paid less to see Shane Gillis, Mark Normand, Tim Dillon, Sam Morrill, four of the biggest comedians in the country. I've paid less to see them.
And they don't realize too, if they made those tickets $5, you might have got a lot more people there and made more money.
Think about that, guys. A little quick math.
Let's see. Do you think I don't talk to my agent? I will respectfully decline your offer. Thank you, though, and best wishes on your endeavors.
Yeah, that's what we thought, by the way. Tom probably is so busy he doesn't even talk to his agent. That's what we thought.
That's how WWE fires people. Good luck on your future endeavors. That's what they say at the end of every email.
I mean, Tom, do you not understand like what a loser you are and that you're laughed at everywhere you go? And we were trying to foster a place where the one show that talked about you without a fucking smirk on their face was going to be us.
Okay.
We were the one group of people that weren't going to humiliate you every time we spoke about you. And now you've got nothing.
Nothing.
Now, I mean, WATP will make fun of you here and there. We'll make fun of you here and there. That's it. You got nothing, Tom. Nick Mullen doesn't talk about you anymore. That's all you had. You are a loser who never understood how good he had it. Like, this is exactly what he did to Louis J. Gomez, where Louis tried to book him on Skanks when all that shit was very popular. And Tom tried to weasel like a Skankfest appearance out of him and at the time I didn't quite understand like why Louis didn't just give in. And now I get it. You're not going to negotiate with terrorists. It's fucking crazy that Tom has this ego on him.
I know. Mike from Providence, a blank $2 super chat, followed up by a $5 super chat with words. And he says,
okay,
F him. Tom Myers is way better as an enemy than a friend.
Well, we found that out, Mike. Yeah, I tried. Believe me, I tried. But there was just some people are just ungrateful. And now we get to the real issue, and that's that Dat Phan has clearly been working on behind the scenes.
Did I not call that yesterday before these messages existed?
You absolutely did. And what's truly sad is I have the self-awareness to admit that a man that's been in stand-up for a quarter century should be able to look at me and Craig making fun of him and destroy us.
I know.
Do you think there's no material here on the Blind Mike project? There's nothing you can go after?
Yeah, no.
And yet instead, you run in fear. You block everybody. That all they did is put a cane emoji on your fucking Hey, have you ever heard of the algorithm, Dat? God forbid you get a few comments on those horrible posts. You don't know how to clip them. You have half a sentence on your stupid Instagram. And we're boosting those posts by commenting on them. You delete them, block, and run scared.
I know.
And so I was willing to go under the assumption that Dad just didn't know what was going on and panic. Like, what the fuck is this? And maybe overreacted or something. Now we know that he's been talking to Tom behind the scenes. And he's like, this guy was mean to me. He was mean to us at the show. We treated you better than anyone has ever treated you in your life. You don't understand how good you had it.
No kidding. $2 super chat from Justin, who continues to pay the show for some reason.
Please stop it, Justin. Thank you.
These messages are like daggers through my heart.
That's where a lot of this comes from, is not anger, but hurt. Is that we had such an experience that night. You heard it in my voice. Go listen on the Patreon. BlindMike.net, folks. Reimburse me for the money I've wasted on these assholes.
In the comments, it's not a super chat. Christopher K says he's looking forward to the Tom Myers Why Are You Laughing episode. There's a few on the Patreon, so if you're not there, go find them.
Also, you don't have to shame him by saying it's not a super chat.
No, but it's such a good comment. I had to.
It transcended the chat.
Yeah. He didn't pay me to say that.
Yeah. So Justin's absolutely correct. That's what hurts most of all. Is we tried to love you. And I spoke to Justin on the phone about this, and we both agreed that this is what we were expecting from Tom.
Have you read Hack Ride's follow-up to that yet?
No, I don't think I have.
I have it if you'd like to hear it.
Well, let's hear it.
He says, I'm sorry to hear that, Tom. I don't know who you talked to, but your agent never reached out, and I am prepared to offer you $200 for the interview. I would have offered you that immediately, but you said talk to your agent. Again, I apologize for that phrase, but that is really a reason to, is that really a reason to cancel the show? We're going after Dat. This is true, but only because he tried to kick Blind Mike out for laughing at your jokes.
Yes. And if you have a problem with that, confront us. Come on the show and call me an asshole. Call me a hypocrite. Call me out. What's wrong with that, Tom, you pussy?
The $200 is still on the table. Your agent is a joke. Quit being
okay. We've lost a little decorum.
Yeah, I mean, but you know,
I understand.
He took 4 punches to the face before biting back.
Well, you know what? That's I'm glad Hackride did that actually, because I was about to say shame on Hackride for treating this man with any dignity.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm glad he threw that in there.
He said, quit being offended. I'm more liberal than you could ever be. He then says something.
It does take a weird turn at the end, but I'm for it.
Yeah. Be a comedian, God damn it. Oh,
God. All right. The professionalism has gone out the window.
Okay, so this is the last line, and it's definitely no better. I respectfully do not accept your respectful decline. You can act like a man.
What's the matter with you?
You can act like a man.
Well, good for Hackride, because enough getting pushed around by this pig.
No kidding.
Fuck him. If you're... Excuse me. I need a sip of water here. I'm getting choked up.
Getting all fired up. Getting riled.
If you have such a lack of confidence in your comedic abilities that you can't come on with us and give us shit, even sneak attack us if you want. Take our money. Take the $200 that we're apparently going to pay you for some reason, which I don't know where that number comes from. It's not worth $200 to me to have Tom Myers on by any stretch.
I think Hackride just found an old coat and there happened to be $200 cash in it.
We probably lose money having Tom Myers. It probably gets less views than a regular episode, honestly.
Probably.
Because we're not talking about as many different subjects if we have Tom on.
Well, now it would probably do really well now.
Maybe now, yeah, but yesterday it wouldn't have.
No.
So have some fucking faith in your comedic ability as a guy that's been doing it for 20 plus years, and Dat Phan's been doing it even longer than that. If you guys had any confidence in yourselves, maybe you could come on and fuck with me. But instead, deep down, you're a fucking joke. You know you don't have any material. You know you're a loser, and you act like you have these egos. Dat acts like, oh, I don't even know what city. I'm too big for the city I'm playing tonight. And Tom acts like this high and mighty, high-minded political connoisseur. But deep down, somewhere, they might not even know it, but somewhere their subconscious knows that they are unoriginal losers that don't have the ability to let their comedy do the talking and let their comedy defend themselves.
Blind Mike firing shots.
I guess so, yeah.
Damn. I hope they respond. They won't. It's unfortunate.
Honestly, it's sad because you could easily take me down. I get flustered easily enough. You know what I mean? Like there's plenty of material to go on making fun of me. And so it's like, it's shameful, honestly, that a comedian that's been doing it for that long doesn't have faith in their own ability to go to. Instead, you bitch about money and say, talk to my agent. Tom, it's not your agent. It's a co-manager at the restaurant you work at.
I like to think he's got 2 desks and he just turns around and throws a wig on and answers emails.
Tom's agent. It's like fucking Saul Goodman pretending he has an assistant.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Oh, you've reached Hamlin McGill. Yeah, no, it's so Tom's enemy. Well, we have some of Dat's stuff, right?
Oh, we sure do.
I mean, how could a guy like this not be confident enough to go back and forth with me? He's obviously got some cutting material.
We have 2. We have some stand-up and some other thing that is the dumbest post I might have ever seen. What would you prefer to start with?
Well, let's play a stand-up because God forbid I protect any of that now.
Yeah, all right.
But you know what? I guess I aired material without your consent. Listen, I know you wanted to say, well, Tom, we will enjoy it just as much in the Netflix hour as we enjoyed it the first time. Believe me. And I mean that quite literally, Tom. Hear me on every level when I say we will enjoy your material just as much in the next hour you put out as we enjoyed it live in Havre de Grace. I swear to you.
We were talking about on our Quincy episode, which you can find at blindmike.net every Tuesday, excuse me.
Yes.
We were talking about having basically like a Quincypalooza. And one of the ideas we threw out was going camping and bringing a projector and having like a festival of some kind.
Yes.
If Tom Myers gets a Netflix special, we can throw Quincy right in the trash and go do that.
We'll be watching over and over again.
Yes.
For 24 hours.
We'll go watch. We will do the same thing, but with Tom's stand-up.
and that's the thing is like we wanted to support you. So I'm sorry we aired your material without your consent. Same to Dat. Terribly sorry for spoiling all the surprises you packed in. Oh, who knew Dat would do a Korean accent? Oh my God. I never saw that coming.
Didn't know that was on the table.
So instead, let's see Vietnamese accent. I apologize. Instead, let's see what Dat posts. Dat says, hey guys, don't play the material without my consent. See what I post on my social media. This should be a real doozy. Right. And it doesn't have us muddying the waters. It's not us putting our evil spin on it. This is what Dat wants out there.
You don't have to go see Oppenheimer. All you have to do is go to a yoga class in Los Angeles. And you'll meet all kinds of people with theories on how flat the earth is. It's a really wonderful place. All right.
Hold on. I don't mean to shit on this lady. This is just who's bringing Dan on stage. What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, we're going to get to
Oppenheimer about flat earth? I get the it's about the atomic bomb. I suppose I get the analogy, but
is that after they go off, it flattens everything around it, maybe? I don't know.
I guess.
That's a real stretch. That's a real fucking stretch, though.
A little bit.
But as we find out, there seems to be reasons that he kept this part of the video on.
Yeah, well, this lady should be headlining, as we're about to find out.
With theories on how flat the earth is. It's a really wonderful place. All right, I'm going to go ahead and bring up our next comedian. We've been waiting to see her for so long. Originally from San Diego, now out of LA. Please welcome Dat Phan.
Hold on. His credits are where he's lived.
Yeah, he also is probably furious because she didn't go, your headliner for the night.
Yeah, she didn't mention Last Comic Standing for the millionth time.
Which, good for her.
Remember the thing from 20 years ago? Oh, you don't? Why am I getting all these blank stares? You don't remember? The summer of 03?
Yeah, last time he was a big comic, ska was huge still in the music scene.
That's a great promotion. So if you've ever been to San Diego or Los Angeles, you may have bumped into this guy at a laundromat or a restaurant or something.
That he'll tell you his family owns and then make fun of them.
Ah, yes. What a stereotype. I didn't even mean that. That could be fun.
Hell yes. Give it for Summer Austin. She is pure liquid, you guys. She's just, I like her.
Yep. So I don't know what that means, but I can only take that as a she's disgusting joke.
She's a sweaty pig.
Yeah.
And now, hey, it might be referring to something earlier in the set. And like something like we did, you would know that because we gave proper context for everything. But Dat, in his wisdom, said, I'm just putting this, I'm giving no one mentioned sweat or water or being wet or moist. No one said anything like that. So this is all the context we have. Sorry, go back just a little bit. I don't skip on Dat's words.
I was kind of hoping like he came out with the "Where's your house key" joke.
Yeah, it's Michelle Wojciechowski. Like, where's your house key, everybody?
Everyone's like, huh? He's like, don't worry about it.
Come on, you know.
She is pure liquid, you guys. She's just, I like her biology, anatomy, you know, she's 1 gallon away from just being a Star Trek liquid person. I don't even know, right now the cold piss. You don't even know what the name of that alien is? I don't know. Give it for a bouncer? Look at, yes. He could bounce anything but condoms. That's very nice.
What does that mean?
And then that's it? It's just over?
Nope, there's still more. You want to keep going?
Yeah, I wanted to play it all the way through so we don't step on it.
Oh, okay.
I wanted to play Dat's joke so you can understand this is what he put online. We're not tampering with this at all. This is a TikTok post of his.
All right. I rewound it. I'm just going to let it rip.
All right.
Give it for Summer Austin. She is pure liquid, you guys. She's just I like her biology, anatomy, you know, she's 1 gallon away from just being a Star Trek liquid person. I don't even know right now the cold piss. You don't even know what the name of that alien is? I don't know. Give it for a bouncer? Look at yes. He could bounce anything but condoms. That's very nice. I have my friend Madeline who's watching the show. She goes, "What show can I watch that would gauge you guys?" I go, "The show that we haven't seen each other for 2 months and we have no idea what the fuck we're doing." That's the perfect show to watch. I don't know how to run a show. It's just the cameras on Josh Drieben the whole time.
Why'd you stop it there?
I didn't.
I said don't stop it halfway through.
I didn't do that, sir.
What the fuck does that mean, Dad?
I don't know. I do not know.
What shows have you been watching? I've been watching the show where we haven't seen each other for 2 months. Boy, Tom's rubbing off on this guy.
So that brings me to a super chat. Well, Bueller sent $2, forgot to write a message, but then Drew P. Balls. Who is more talented, Dat Phan or Tom Myers?
Oh, interesting.
I think that's an easy.
I have to go with I have to be true to myself. I can't let emotion affect my morals here. Tom, definitely. I think it's not even close.
Yeah.
Tom, at least Tom's more bong hit transplant is more original than whatever the fuck we just listened. Dad literally gets on stage. You heard it there. And is like, "Whoa, isn't it weird that we're here?" No. I planned on coming and paid for a ticket. But that's whole act. He's like, "Whoa, I don't even know what's going on. There's a guy over here and there's a lady over there."
Dad
that's what an audience is made up of.
He's all of a sudden got female open micer energy. Like, I don't even get it.
I mean, we've watched this TikTok where his whole bit is like, I'm going to Bing, but well, I don't even know what city. Is it Binghamton? Is that where I'm gonna be? It's like, yeah, great promotion, Dad. So we not only are you disrespecting the town you're playing in, we don't know where it is.
Yeah, to be fair though, a lot of comics will forget where they're at. And it's usually because of shows overloading. Like
that's not what I'm talking about. You don't see Bert Kreischer go on his Instagram and go, "Where the fuck are we at?" Is it pronounced Atlanta? I don't know where is that. What is that, a city or a town?
Well, when you get your face buried in map books for like 4 months straight, and you forget where you're at, and he's like, "Ah, shit."
Oh, that's the great thing that I think we're about. That's the other TikTok we have, right?
The fruit one.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on here. First of all, this was a big focus of his act was the tour that he was on. And if you go to his social media, that's all he's talking about is this tour. And then we played a couple clips on WATS Thursdays at 6 on the Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel. We learned that Dat's big tour that he was talking about, he kept saying, like, "I'm on tour. I'm in the middle of a 60-day tour. 60 days, 60 days. We learned it was 8 shows.
Yep.
That's not a tour, Dat. I mean, yes, if you get in your car and drive around the country because you can't afford a plane ticket, so mathematically you fuck up and waste more money on gas for some reason, then yes, I suppose it's a tour. It's more of a caravan, really. But
were these 8 weekends in a row?
Well, it was 60 days, so I guess technically, yeah.
You call it a mini tour. You can call it a mini tour.
No, it isn't. It's 8 shows.
I'm trying to play devil's advocate here. I don't know.
Tom, you easily could have gone home in between these shows.
You don't think that Opera House and Havre de Grace?
No.
All right.
No, I don't think Dave Chappelle is like, "Whew, I'm wiped. 8 cities in 60 days." I mean, listen, I've heard Ron White say he does like 200 and something shows a year. And I thought that was a lot. But then I crunched the numbers and I said, yeah, Ron, but have you done 8 cities in 60 days? I think not, my friend. I doubt it.
A $2 super chat from Drew Peanuts.
Oh, we got droopy balls and droopy nuts here.
Yeah. Craig, you incorrectly called me Drew P Balls.
Oh, okay. Maybe Drew P Balls is not here. I see there's a battle.
My fault. I just quickly glanced.
Yeah.
Ray DeVito-esque touring schedule.
Yeah, boy, he's booked solid. We probably can't get him on the podcast either.
Oh, but
all right, so yeah, he's been in these 8 cities, and finally he returns home. Now, obviously, his millions of adoring fans were like, Dad, you gotta tell us what's the first thing you're gonna do when you get home. And fear not, folks, because he said the kids are gonna want to see this. He went right to TikTok.
I know this is hard to believe, but we actually have grapes in the backyard.
Get the fuck out of here. I can't believe Tom, I mean Dad, whatever your name is.
It's tomato.
Not only can I not believe it, I refuse to believe it.
I can't wrap my head around
it. I fucking refuse. How dare you try and get me to believe that? Grapes in the backyard, Dad.
You live in
out of town.
You live in a tropical area and you can grow grapes?
You live in the nicest place in the country and fruit is growing? I don't think so.
You're not gonna believe this. That was it.
That was it.
That was
Play it again. I don't believe you.
That was the whole video.
Play it again.
I know this is hard to believe, but we actually have grapes in the backyard.
They're actually really tasty.
I like the wife advertising, like they're gonna get into the grape business.
Yeah, we're gonna start a vineyard here.
Good grapes.
12 gauge toothbrush says it's his neighbor's grapes growing over the fence.
He's stealing them. That's why I want to tell you guys to come on down to Dat's Grapes. Comedy isn't working out, so I've been stealing my neighbor's grapes and selling them.
That's grapes.
Well, Dad did grape our ears that night.
He sure did.
He's a full-on grapist. What goes into a mind that posts that for the world to see? Like, hey, guys, remain calm. I don't want you tipping over cars and setting them on fire. You know, I don't want you fucking punching your neighbor. Like, just try and remain calm. But I do have grapes in my backyard.
I didn't realize this, though. I don't know if I've told you this. I kind of ashamed of myself. I have tomatoes right now in my backyard, and I haven't.
Well, go film it, asshole.
I can't believe I didn't post about that sooner.
Are your kids TikTok stars yet?
There's also zucchini and cucumbers, and I just
shit!
I just let it just go right by.
All right, guys. Well, you know what to do is post grapes on everything Dat posts from now on.
Yeah, it'll be more subtle than the blind guy.
We're now moving to grapes. Dat is the grape comedian.
All right, and we can write hashtag grape Dats threads. That's what we'll
grape Dats threads. Well, fuck these two idiots. I mean, Jesus Christ. What losers.
Oh, dude, I have lettuce back there. I really let this slip through my fingers. The stardom I could have had.
I know. All right, guys. Next, our next Gearhead meetup, we're gonna go to Craig's backyard and look at his fruit.
Ironhead's veggie stand.
Look at all of this.
I can feed most of you.
Can we put it on Patreon? I don't want to put it out there like for free. I don't want to just give that to people.
That's true. That's what I'll do. I'll post randomly on the Patreon for the $10 tier, just pictures of my garden.
we could grow cucumbers. That could be like an Alec Baldwin reference, kind of. That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I'll just take a picture pointing a gun at my garden. That's the Alec Baldwin one.
Jesus Christ. What a couple of losers. Like, literally, and here's the thing, is we're the last resort for them. I don't have the ego that these two retards have. First, Nick Mullen tried to give Tom a massive platform. Like, they were going to pay him thousands to come on Come Town and just kind of have it out. And again, Tom would have had his chance to destroy Nick Mullen if he wanted to. He wouldn't have been able to because Nick's a brilliant comedian and Tom's a moron, a blithering moron. So it wouldn't have gone well for Tom, but he had the opportunity. Next, you have WATP. They don't have the audience that Come Town had at their peak, but that's a pretty big, successful show. Dat squanders that and calls him Podcast Karen. Oh, what a hilarious dig. Nice job, Tom. I don't think Carl's been the same since you called him Karen. That was a great finishing blow.
Did that stick like Carla?
Yes, I think it had as much staying power.
Yeah.
As the flamboyant wood paneler. But then you get all the way down the rung to us, and we try to extend an olive branch. But Tom has such an ego. Like, I wonder what he sees when there was a, I would say, I mean, if I'm being generous, a quarter full show that we were at. Like, does Tom hear a stadium full of people chanting his name?
You were loud.
Is he that delusional?
You were loud enough.
We were pretty loud.
Justin,
but when we're not there, like, what is he hearing? What does he think is happening?
Justin, another $2 super chat.
Okay, now he's doing it to troll me.
I know. All-time sketch, The Grapist from Whitest Kids You Know. That's true. Funny sketch.
I think it'll be remade with Tom Myers in cartoon form at some point.
Yes.
So I'm glad we had. Hackride had a tough week. Hackride was going through something. I don't know what it was, but he was like he was coming at me in a weird way, where I think he was messaging with me, and like he told me that he messaged with Ojeda, and he mentioned something to Richard about like coming back on in September, and he sent me a screenshot, which I can't see. I don't know if you guys know, I'm legally blind. I think we mentioned it in the name of the program somewhere.
It might be,
but it's subtle, so I don't know if people can tell. So I couldn't see the screenshot. He said, I don't know the context, but he goes, I mentioned something to Richard about coming on in September. I reply, just don't make any promises. And in my mind, all I mean is like, don't let Richard expect to come on because I don't want to have him on again that quickly, frankly.
Right.
Hackride responds, relax, man. You don't have to treat me like an asshole. Have him, don't have him. What do I care? And I was like, what's... And so I messaged him a couple times, and I'm like, did I do something?
I love the correspondence between you and Hackride. It's always up and down.
I'm a battered wife. He's like, relax, buddy. But now I realize what was weighing on him was the...
Tom Myers.
Tom Myers pushing him around. He was taking that frustration out on me, so I understand it finally.
Well, speaking of Ojeda, there was two things I did in the interview that you said, I wonder if people are going to see them.
You noticed, huh?
I still don't know what they are, so I'm just
okay.
curious. I think I know one. I think I might know one.
I don't know what the other one was. Did I say there were two?
You said multiple, so I assumed at least two.
One was probably just your general essence, but maybe. The other was no. You asked. You were like, my plan was just to have a fun, silly Richard, the way I think we ended up having.
Yeah.
You said, Richard, what do you make of these Trump indictments?
Oh, yeah, that was on purpose, though. I knew that was going to get him riled up, and then it made him spaz and talk about...
I know, I think it ended up working out. But it was just the delivery of your... Craig putting on his political cap. Because that was really more like, hey, Jer, look what I'm doing.
I think my exact question was... Richard, with all these indictments...
Yes, exactly. I hated you having on your Barbara Walters pantsuit.
I go, do you think that's going to fuel his base?
Yes, that's what I hated.
But I knew
fuel his base.
I'm on Jerry's show every day, so I know exactly what to say that's going to make him spin like a top. So
that's what infuriated me, is how well it was formed for like Jerry's show or something.
I need to get him on Jerry's show.
And I think you hear me I think you can audibly hear me go, oh God.
I could see and hear you laugh in my face.
Yeah, so that's definitely the one I was thinking of. I don't know if there were others, but after that, that's when I thought it was a little rocky because I thought we were off to like. I think Richard was good from the start, but I was kind of like, is he going to play along? And then after that, we were off to the races.
Yeah, because the question did lead to him talking about Trump shitting his pants and getting hosed down in the Oval Office, and we were golden from there.
He does. He shits himself. He shits his diapers.
I saw somewhere too that the sack of shit count was over 20.
Oh, easily.
Yeah,
maybe in that sentence.
Yeah, he's a sack of shit.
Yeah. I mean, the greatest was the story about how he handled his bully.
Oh my God.
I don't want to repeat it in case authorities are listening.
Yeah, so just go watch it. It's towards the end, maybe like the last quarter of the interview somewhere. He just he has a bully and he takes care of it.
He takes care of it. Toot sweet.
Yes.
All right.
That's where the title of the episode came from, that story.
Scrapper to Sepper.